Chelsea Football Club, Christopher Nkunku indirectly has made your demand. Play him or sell him. It's as simple as that. We're going to have to talk about it because Manchester United are interested, and I'm telling you now, this is coming from his camp and his agents because he's not going to be messed around. Furthermore, Noni Madueke yesterday had to ruin the day, didn't he? Noni Madueke, after he got subbed, went straight down the tunnel, whilst Romeo Lavia did the same thing. He was explicitly injured. Enzo Maresca has his say. We have got journalists having their say, and you're going to hear my say. Because for me, I can't lie, Noni Madueke, this is unacceptable. Furthermore, Willian has his say, and we finally find out who the mystery club that wanted to hijack him, how much they were willing to pay, and more importantly, Noni Madueke once again commented on someone's TikTok account, right? When Esteval was being mentioned and the center of the video having a dig at Noni Madueke. We're going to have to talk about this because all in all, we're starting to see a pattern here. There is so much competition in this squad that players are being disgruntled. So we need to talk about it. But before we get started, I need you to hit that like button. I need you to subscribe to the channel if you're new. 1,000 likes, especially during international break, does wonders, right? It lets the algorithm know this is worth watching. So do it right now before you forget, and let's get started. Chelsea Football Club, I've been warning you since the summer. I said it in the summer before we signed Joao Felix, and then when we were signing Jadon Sancho. I said it, we've got way too many options. I wanted 6 options for 4 positions, with Tariq George being the 7th. We ended up having 7 options for 4 positions, with Tariq George being the 8th. It's too many people. It's too many mouths to feed. It's too much food to cook. It is very dramatic. And what happens is some people are left hungry. They don't get enough TLC. And more importantly, they start doing what Nkunku's camp has done now. So let me give you the news and then I'll comment on what I think has happened. L'Equipe, a French entity, has come out 2 days after German's Plettigol has come out and reiterated Christopher Nkunku will be exploring his alternatives in the summer because he wants to know what his future holds at Chelsea. He is not happy being second fiddle. That's what Germany said. Yesterday, straight after the game, L'Equipe have come out and said Manchester United have inquired to gather the services of Christopher Nkunku because they believe he's available for a transfer. And then we've got more information coming out this morning from L'Equipe, where L'Equipe reiterates that Nkunku has not marked his desire to leave to Chelsea. However, he does not want to play in the second-rate competition because he came to Chelsea to play in the Premier League. Why am I not surprised? On what grounds am I meant to be surprised? You have Christopher Nkunku and Joao Felix playing behind Jackson and playing behind Cole Palmer. They're not getting any meaningful minutes. What, you think these charity minutes Nkunku's getting are going to be enough for him to sustain him for the rest of the week, for the rest of the season? He wants to play football. He's 26 years old. He's too talented to be a backup and play Conference League against Trevor Noah's team. He's not meant to play against Shamrock Rovers. He's not meant to play against Panathinaikos. He wants to play against the top teams in the Premier League. That's why he joined Chelsea. He wants to be the face of the team. And now I'm going to tell you, this isn't Manchester United coming in after him because it doesn't make sense Manchester United coming in on multiple occasions. Number one, Chelsea want 52 million back for him. Man United are not paying 52 million because they don't have the money. Number two, Ruben Amorim will not play Christopher Nkunku. He is heavily dependent on his forwards being A, extremely mobile, out of possession, as in they're going to run their socks off. B, being extremely physically adaptive into any scenario, as in he likes Trincao, he likes Victor Gyökeres, he likes players that are going to be able to be very agile and fluid in multiple positions. Nkunku's not that. Nkunku's a 10. He can't play left wing. He can't play 9. He's a very talented player. But I'm telling you now, this is not a move that Ruben Amorim was sanctioned. And the final thing, it just makes too much sense. Listen, Nkunku's camp is telling Chelsea, use me or lose me. This is as simple as that. And for me, we're going to have to lose him. And people aren't going to like that I'm saying this because I said this when we signed Joao Felix originally and he left. I said, we don't need Nkunku because we have Joao Felix. But the deal was already done, so Nkunku was coming. And I was like, okay, cool, Joao's gone now. So now you have one of them. Now, when you go and sign Joao again, bro, you have 2 players that play in the same position, being backups, where both think they're good enough to start. And what doesn't help is when Maresca doesn't use either one of them accurately when Cole Palmer and Nicholas Jackson are having bad games. You can't do this. And for me, I don't blame the players. I blame Chelsea. This is what happens when you hoard talent that is too talented. You can't do this to players of that magnitude. I don't know how this is going to end. Actually, I do know how it's going to end. Nkunku's not going to be a Chelsea player come the first day of next season. He will not. He will leave because in his head, unless something changes, he wants to be a starter. Another player that wants to be a starter, and we have seen this from on numerous occasions, is Noni Madueke. Look, Noni Madueke, I've said this on many times, in his group chats with his boys, with the girls that he talks to, he tells them, I'm the best player on Chelsea's team. I've just not had the potential or opportunity to show him. If I take the penalties Cole Palmer takes, I'll be the star boy. I'm telling you, this guy backs himself. And you know what? He's got irrational confidence, but he made it really far in his life with this irrational confidence. Evidently, you need it because he is doing a phenomenal job. I can't sit here and tell you he's wrong to feel like that when he's playing for Chelsea age 21. He is absolutely smashing it. Long may it continue, Noni Madueke. However, what I don't like is what happened yesterday. I understand arguing to take a penalty. I don't like when you have not been informed for the last 3 or 4 weeks. You have not been playing well. And what's ended up happening now is the manager's backed you. The manager's giving you trust minutes. He's saying, you know what, you're going to play out of this. I believe in you. The minute he subs you to put Pedro Neto on the right-hand side, who in my opinion is better than you, who they spent a lot of money to bring in, you can't walk down the tunnel. So what happened? Noni Madueke, when he got subbed, he went straight down the tunnel. So some people, a journalist came out and said, look, Lavia did the same thing, but Lavia was explicitly injured, right? And we know with Lavia's injury record, this has to happen. With Noni, I don't know what it is. Maybe he needed a dump. Maybe he needed to go to the toilet. Maybe he just needed to cool off. It's just not a good look. And that's the problem. It's not a good look that you came off. It would have been nice if you went, sat down, then he got up and sneaked off quickly and came back. That would have been ideal, but we don't know what's going on. There hasn't been confirmation. Enzo Maresca came out after the game and said the following. Players are always going to be unhappy about being subbed. Noni wants to play. I prefer that than a player not wanting to play. However, it was just a tactical decision because I wanted to see Neto versus Timber. And to be fair, Neto did his job and scored. So we can't complain. However, I think Enzo Maresca handled this very well. I think he didn't let this become a spectacle. Most people would say you should call him out, make an example of him. But in private, I would sit him down and out of a word. You can't do that. What you're doing there is saying, I don't care about my teammates. I'm not supporting you, man. You're saying, I care about myself more than I care about the team. And more importantly, you don't care about your manager and the repercussions of what he has to answer. Because he's going to have people like me calling it out. I'm going to see it. I'm going to call it out. I don't like it. I wouldn't like it if it was Cole Palmer. I wouldn't like it if it's Moises Caicedo. And I definitely will not like it if it's Noni Madueke. Considering we have had incidents with penalty demands on numerous occasions where it became a public fiasco last year. You have to mature, you have to grow up, man. Be better. That's genuinely what I'm going to say. Just be better. The final thing we need to talk about is Esteban Willian. One of the reasons why I think Noni Madueke is under so much pressure is because we know this kid is coming in, right? This kid is putting up ridiculous numbers. Esteban Willian in Serie A in Brazil has been putting up numbers that Neymar Jr. was putting up at age 17, if not better, right? Better numbers. Neymar's team was 10th place, but they won the Copa Libertadores. This guy is basically leading this team to a title. They're 2nd place at the moment, 3 points off the top with 6 games to go. He is in a thick of a title race. Genuinely, Brazil caps, everything. This guy looks amazing. Recently on TikTok, some guy made a reel, and within this reel, I think he was crossing the line where he basically was saying Noni Madueke needs to be better, he needs to do this, he needs to do that. And Esteban's come in, so it's cool, he's going to take his spot. Noni gave him a little clap back in the comment section. Number one, he blew his TikTok up like crazy. TikTok would have never done the numbers, so I think the content creator is very grateful. Yeah. Secondly, you can really tell these players go on these social media platforms and check this stuff. I think there's a balance of how we're meant to talk about them. Personally, I think I never cross the line. I never make it personal. Everything I say because I want it to be good for Chelsea. I believe these players are entitled to clap back whenever they want, personally. And more importantly, I think we're entitled as fans to say what we want as long as it's constructive. I think if a player goes and actively looks for feedback online, on the internet, watches videos that content creators make, you're looking to either hear something good or something bad, right? So the reality is you're playing that lottery. I think what we shouldn't be allowed is to go and actively actively call people out face to face. I don't think before a game you should go and when they're trying to, like, outside the stadium, try to sign autographs, badmouth them. I think that's bang out of order. I think they're doing overtime there. I think they're absolutely promoting the brand, and what they're doing there is showing love to the fans. You don't need to get at them there. Personally, I think on social media, whatever you say, as long as it's respectful and as long as it's constructive to football, perfectly fine, genuinely. But it is what it is. However, Esteban Willian. So apparently that deal happened. Chelsea agreed to pay 34 million euros guaranteed with add-ons. Bayern Munich last minute tried to hijack it, and they were even willing to offer 40 million euros, and that 40 million euros was going to be used on him rather than the Elise money that they eventually paid. They believed this was the better deal. However, Esteban picked Chelsea himself. Wonderful news. Esteban also came out and actively said, look, he wants to be the most successful Brazilian ever to play at Chelsea. He's got huge aspirations. He can't wait to come, and he can't wait to join. I think when he comes, one of Neto or Noni will have to leave. I think it will be Noni Madueke. He will move on. I think Chelsea will sell him. I just think with Neto's injury record and the way we have to manage him, Esteban is the perfect cover. And then they fight out for that right wing spot. Neto can play on the left wing as well, which is wonderful. And all in all, we'd have really good balance on that right hand side. On the left though, I think we need to strengthen, man. I think either play Felix there, people don't like it when I say that, and then go with Lavia and Caicedo in the middle, or we will actually do a video on that because I think there's a lot to talk about there. But this was the Kavkas View. I hope you lot enjoyed it. And now, if you lot want to see a combined 11 between Arsenal and Chelsea that I made, it's over here. Go check it out. A lot of you requested it. Didn't watch it though, mad. Secondly, I also made a reaction to the Arsenal game where I broke it down, the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. It's over here. Go enjoy it. Honestly, the retention on that video has really humbled me. It's been like 70% of viewership. Amazing. Thank you very much for that. Enjoy. Peace out. I'm out. Have a lovely day. See you in 5 seconds.